So we will do roll call. Councilor Manzer, Councilor Tudor, Councilor Thurber, Deputy Warden Ross, Manager of Corporate Services, Cora Lee, Manager of Municipal Services, Tyler, our Acting Executive Assistant, Miranda, and our CAO, Jeff, and myself. Okay, so we're all here. I'd like us all to pause to seek guidance. Okay. With the agenda, I would actually like to add something under business items, and it is folks agriculture.
Motion to approve the agenda as amended.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. There are no presentations or delegations this evening. So the minutes of January 9th, is there any errors or omissions anyone saw?
I motion to approve the minutes of January 9th, 2024.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Is there any business arising from those minutes that anyone would like to bring forward? Hearing none, I just want to remind you, there is no meeting next week. Council is on the 27th, bylaw and policy on the 5th. The 12th is committee of the whole, and on the 26th is council with no meeting being on the 19th. So there's your meeting dates and reminders. There was a CAO update. Is there any questions for the CAO or concerns from his update? Or is there anything you wanted? I mean, it's all highlighted, but.
Yep, it's all highlighted. No, I don't think there was any files that moved in directions we weren't expecting.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see we're expecting a fantastic asset management presentation at the February council meeting for this year's project, so that'll be an interesting one to take in. No, and the rest of it, internet work continues. I think I was talking to the deputy warden. I think there's line work happening in his district. I don't know if anyone else has seen activity in theirs. Not all districts have work left, but it's good to hear that they are back around and finishing up some of those odds and ends that were left around.
So in 3 groups then happening from Digby to Wayne. 2, sometimes 3.
Okay, so that's
really?
Yeah.
that is good, right? Because that's we thought they would do that all at once, which clearly was not their strategy. So.
Yeah, I think you got the tree. What I saw was the tree cutters in front and cable in the back, so they're cutting the trees and running the cable and
Perfect.
All at the same time.
all at the same time.
Yeah, good to hear.
Okay, the next is the departmental report. Does anyone have any questions or concerns from those reports? I guess my only question is for Cora Lee. Have we had, from the properties that are remaining on the sale, has there been any since that report has come in?
So I updated the report to date as of that day.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it might have been, Nicole hasn't told me anymore on
Okay.
that. But at that point, it was up to date. So it wasn't just until the end of February, or until the end of January.
Oh, it was right. Okay, sorry. I thought it was to the end of the
Yeah,
month.
I did go ahead on that one just because I knew there had been some redemptions in.
And that's really good. It's down to. Does anyone else get any questions or concerns? Okay. No questions for anyone? There is nothing under dangerous and unsightly. Oh, sorry. Can I have a motion to accept the department reports, please?
So moved.
There's, All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Under business items, assessment report. Shirley, go ahead.
Okay, so I usually, do this for you guys each year around January, just to let you know where the increases have come in or decreases, which of course I think everybody here was expecting some increases this year. So if you have a look there on the first line, our residential assessment, we are up 12.54%. Just to put that in perspective, last year we were up 11.83, so not a lot of change there. You'll see a little bit of additional revenue from that. Our resource, this year we're at 5.42 overall increase in assessment, and last year we were actually at 6.58, so resource came down a little bit. Commercial, we are at 12.21 this year, and last year we were 11.31, so it's quite similar on that one. As far as I think everybody's kind of been hearing a lot from your constituents about the cap and having some larger assessment increases this year. So last year we had 3,985 capped properties for residential. This year we have 4,223 capped properties. So there's quite an increase in those.
Worse and worse and worse. The unintended consequences.
Once I buy a property, how long do I wait before my property becomes capped?
I believe it's 2 years, but I have to double check on that.
No, I thought it was 3, that's what I was asking.
I can double check.
No.
Yeah, so if you look down right at the bottom there, our additional revenue this year is $930,482. In comparison, just to keep in mind, last year we were close to $800,000 in additional revenue. I think with the increase in cost of living and those type of things, we are expecting an increase in probably a lot of the accounts when it comes to the expenses. So this will come in hopefully just the right time. Following the expenses with the revenues there. I did have a meeting with PBSC a week ago, I'd say, or a webinar, and one of the questions was thrown out about appeals. As far as they are aware, they haven't really dug into every one, but they don't really see anything any more extreme than other years, which I think they were expecting a lot more people to come and appeal, but they said their average is about the same as other years. So I thought that was an interesting tidbit. I kind of thought that we may end up looking at a few reductions there, but it sounds about on par for another year. So. Questions from that report?
Anyone?
That's so we're up over like 22-23% over 2 years. The spending I don't think is anywhere close to that. Up over 2 years. It'd be up a bit for sure, but I don't know. 20% over 2. I would think that we should consider a tax cut. I know I've said this before, and people aren't too interested, but that's a significant increase over the last couple of years.
We have to look at how much the expenses are, though.
I know.
David, I've already brought that up to the CAO, asking about.
Okay, good. And also, if we are, worried we'll have to raise taxes in the future, we can maybe, because we have a little more revenue coming in, maybe we could also, just for make people more comfortable, look at some of those possible savings that we've discussed in the past. And that way, we could give the tax cut. And it's not just we're on the revenue side, it's also us restraining ourselves. And I think we could do a few cuts, a couple cuts anyway, without any serious repercussions.
It will be looked at through the budget process.
Okay, I just wanted to.
I really appreciate that.
I just wanted to bring that up with the assessment.
Just remember, though, in 29 years, we've decreased twice and never did an increase on our taxes.
Yeah, I know, I'm not. Yeah. But the 20% increase over 2 years, it just seems.
Yeah, the cost of living over 2 years has been 12%.
I know, but it still leaves quite a bit around. I'd also be interested in, because our low income tax exemption has come in under budget every year, as far as I know, even this year. I don't know about this year. No, over. Wow, the last 14 years it came under budget, and that maybe I wouldn't mind seeing
We've already,
That muscular,
that is
more
going to
little
be,
muscular.
that's already gonna be on the budget process with the increases.
Okay. I just, those two things, I
Yeah,
think.
I
maybe
think
you're-
it's great, but.
All right, excellent. I'm just hoping that I know I beat dead horses, but, I'm hoping people will.
Angela?
And I just wanted to ask that when we do budget, if we can look at also the expenses that increase based on our assessment. Because I know some of our commitments to the province now is based on our assessment, so that going up doesn't mean it's all revenue in our.
Oh, no, of course
No,
not.
it isn't.
I'd like to see that,
Yeah.
you know, especially the school in the forefront, so.
It's really, the
Okay.
school, RCMP, yeah. There's so, that's why I said we will be doing that abroad, because it looks like you're getting all this when you're not. Because
Speaking of dead horses.
they do it. No, I'm
The
I'm saying,
RCMP.
if there's ways,
I know, I
We've always
I've
looked at
been pushing it forever.
I think we all agree on that.
I know the province is.
You gotta look at it.
well, yes,
Yeah.
you have to look at both sides.
I feel like we can make it a political issue with the province, like, listen, we're saddled with this cost with no benefit, and
And how many years do you think we've asked?
I know that,
Yeah, we were
I know
asking
that,
for a
but
cut in
maybe
the
they're being a little
RCMP.
too involved with the bureaucrats, and
What,
maybe
what
a
our
little more
biggest
involved with
concern
the politicians.
is if we pay the back pay, is we don't wanna bankrupt ourselves, because that's what's gonna happen in some of the municipalities. If we have to pay back pay, they're gonna be
Then you're
bankrupt.
paying back pay on four job positions that we don't even have people in, so, but we still have to pay the back pay on the positions we don't even have our bodies in.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Province not losing.
Well, it's-
That's scary. Okay, so thank you for the assessment report. I don't think we need a motion because it's, information. The next is the election ballot decision. Now, it's, we have 10% of eligible voter numbers low due to the CSAP election. But remember, we only do, municipal election now.
We still have to do the CSAP.
We-
The English school boards don't have a school board.
But we still have to do the
We still
French?
have to do the CSAP.
I thought they told us we did. Oh.
For at least this one. There is still ongoing efforts to get that shifted to a
Okay.
different time and area of responsibility, but for this one,
Okay,
this is,
Okay.
we have. So yeah, this is we made some other, election decisions. We ended up with a tie vote, or a motion that didn't pass. So this is the decision whether to go. The recommendation at the bottom of the screen is, or the proposal at the bottom of the screen is to go with 100% electronic voting, which includes internet and phone.
Yes, David?
Okay, I just wanna make sure about this, I'm not entirely clear. So there will still be a location that my friend can walk over to, because I was talking to some people. And I know it's 2024 here, but I'm gonna drive back to the late 1970s in a little while. I like it there, it's not bad.
Tyler, maybe you could just advance one page.
And so there's still, I just wanted to make sure
There's
there's
even,
There's
there's
the polling
even
station.
two in your
So there's
district.
no
Two.
paper ballot
There's
though,
two.
they just press a button on the machine.
They go to the machine, so there's still two
And it'll
poll
save us
workers.
So, and they say, have a person go over and help.
And remember
them.
They have
all
a
the
person
problems
that
with the
can
paper one?
explain
They
it to
have
them and help
Two
them.
poll workers still at both locations.
Sounds
They
great.
can work, so that part of it all still happens. It's just the physical paper
I
ballot.
had
in
someone
the
tell
box.
me, like, and they were maybe 2-3 years older than me, and they're like, if I have to figure out how to vote on a phone, I'm not gonna vote.
And we have.
And that's a phone.
And we have very high, not using your phone like a computer. We have very high phone dial-in participation in this area as well. People, so you call in and it's not a voicemail system, but it's like an answering machine system, right?
As long as there's somewhere that they can physically go.
Yep, and advanced polling
that's
will
fine.
still be run here, and advanced polling is always electronic only here, so the
That
staff
was
are able to
before, I
give
remember.
help.
All right, yeah, I'm on board, I'll move that motion.
Seconded.
What are you moving?
I propose that the municipality of Digby switch to 100% electronic voting, internet, and phone for the 2024 election. Electronic voting offers voters the ability to vote by
I think
phone.
No,
the
no,
first
you
one
have
is
to
probably
make, just
good.
All right,
the
no,
first
I thought
one.
you were making read the whole bloody thing.
No, you have to read what the motion is, that's the
All right,
motion.
yeah, that's my motion.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any,
I would just like to go on record as saying I was one of the ones opposed to the all electronic voting.
I'm still opposed.
And, just for those that don't like computers, they think that they're being scanned, or somebody else can look into find out how they voted through the computer. They don't trust it. They don't like the phone, too complicated for them, so that's my.
So, all in favor, say aye. Contrary minded, nay. The motion has been passed. 3, 4, 2 votes. Please record my name. Do you want your name recorded?
Yes.
You want your name recorded?
This will save us some cash too, I believe. Right, or we can pass
I
it.
doubt it. Now, under Cook's Aquaculture,
Yeah, what's this?
no, Cook's Aquaculture is, putting in a, company over in Liverpool, and, I just wanted to let you know that I am going to be sending a letter in support of how they've done it here as a person.
I will send one, detailing all the difficulties we've had.
That's
And how
a
the entire community has rallied repeatedly to keep them out. I'll also mention that,
I'll be mentioning about the 90%.
I'll also mention the 15
But-
years of promising to put a freshwater hatchery in. It's a make-believe thing. Wait till the next
No, it
election,
isn't.
they'll make another announcement. They made one for every election I've been.
I'm sorry that their hatchery is happening.
Well, it's been 15 years, 17, actually, no, it was before I got elected that it was first announced. They announced it every municipal election, every provincial election, every federal election, and they do nothing except we have a dangerous thing that they put in place in my opinion.
They never were gonna put a hatchery down on the island.
Well, not in the island. I'm talking about that. Location.
That one is not happening on the
Oh.
island.
Yeah, I
It's
see.
happening over in Shelburne area.
I'm there.
Well, that's your choice. But
Well, that's
anyway,
the problem
I
with
just
the
wanted, are you finished?
I'm finished.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you knew what I was doing. Next is correspondent information items. We have a thank you letter from Roberta Journay on the levy. She was very happy with it. She said we're losing a lot of our historic and heritage type things that's going on, and glad that we're still doing it. And then the Environment and Climate Change Canada response letter. What can I say?
That was the letter, in regards
Yeah,
to
it's nonsense.
The-
Never think of it again.
the carbon tax, the carbon tax being charged to the emergency service provider, so this is just a redirect from the municipal.
You'd be lucky if a 21-year-old
to
kid
the
said
other.
that. Seen all the AI things.
There is nothing in camera, so I will ask the
You
audience,
haven't found
is
it
there
yet?
any questions on anything we have done this evening? I can only be from the agenda.
I was just wondering, because I haven't been following things as of late about the environment and climate change. I didn't quite catch what the letter was about and where it kind of stems from.
Okay, we sent a letter, to, which minister, I got this back at it.
I feel like Gilbert, or something like that.
To the office of the Honorable Christilla
No,
Freeland and Chris D'Entremont. No, I'm just saying where we sent the letter, and it also went to the, departmental correspondence unit.
I think she's
And
asking
then-
what is your concern.
Yep.
The volunteer emergency.
I was explaining
Okay, when the Stephen D.
what we did. The municipality was in support of a volunteer emergency services, to grant an exemption from fuel charges, like for your fire departments, emergencies, under the Greenhouse Gas Pollution Act. And as you said, they're just a matter under review. means nothing.
Yeah, thanks.
So there's been a number of municipalities in the region sending similar letters, so the concern was brought to us from the fire services. So the letter was sent on.
Any other questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming. This one has to be a quick night.
Yeah, real quick one.
Could I have adjournment, please?
So,
As there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carries.